Persistence is power. Let me ask you a question. How many times have you set a goal, felt excited about it, started strong, and then slowly watched it slip away? It's not because you didn't care. It's not because you weren't good enough. It's because something got in the way. Life happened. Doubts crept in. The excitement wore off. And somewhere along the road, you convinced yourself, maybe I'll try again later. Sound familiar? Well, let me tell you something. The most powerful trait you'll ever develop in your life is persistence. Not talent, not intelligence, not even motivation. Persistence is not about always feeling good. It's about always showing up. We live in a world obsessed with quick fixes, 30-day transformations, overnight success stories, instant gratification. Everyone wants results, but no one wants the road that leads to them. But here's the truth. There is no shortcut worth taking. Every successful person you admire, the athletes, the entrepreneurs, the artists, the creators, they all have one thing in common. They keep going even when it didn't make sense to. When it hurt, when it was boring, when no one clapped, when everyone doubted them, they persisted. You know why? Because persistence isn't flashy, but it's effective. It doesn't give you quick wins. It gives you real ones. And that's where power lives. Motivation is like a matchstick. It burns bright, but burns out quickly. But persistence? That's a furnace. It might take longer to light, but once it's burning, it keeps you warm through the storms. The days when you don't feel like doing anything. The mornings you want to stay in bed. The weeks you feel like nothing's wrong. Persistence is the voice that says, just one more step. Not a giant leap, just one more step. And then another, and then another. And that, right there, that quiet, determined rhythm is what transforms lives. Let's not pretend persistence is easy. It's not. Everyone has moments where they question everything. Moments where quitting feels easier, safer, more comfortable. But here's the trick most people miss. Your breaking point often comes right before your breakthrough. That's not motivational fluff. That's reality. Think back. How many times have you given up right before things started to work? You were almost there. But because it didn't feel like progress, you let go. Don't let go. Hold the line. Persist. Not because it's easy, but because what's on the other side is worth it. You know who I admire the most? Not the loud winners with the headlines. Not the influencers with the filtered victories, but the quiet champions. The single mom who wakes up at 5 a.m. to work 2 jobs and still shows up for her kids. The student who studies after everyone else sleeps because they believe in their future. The person who fell down 10 times but got up 11. They don't get the applause, they don't trend, but they persist. And that is real power. Because it's not about showing off your strength. It's about showing up even when you feel weak. Think of a muscle. You can't grow it by being gentle. You grow it by pushing it, slowly, steadily, through resistance. Persistence is the same. Every time you persist in the face of difficulty, you build something inside of you. You become mentally stronger, more resilient, more confident. Your standards rise, your capacity expands, your excuses shrink. And that builds a kind of internal power that no one can take away from you. Not failure, not rejection, not circumstances. That's when you become unshakable. Progress is never a straight line. Some days you move forward. Some days you fall back. Some days you're standing still wondering if it's even worth it. But that's okay. That's part of the journey. The point is not perfection. The point is that you keep showing up, even on the messy days. Even when you don't have the answers. Especially then. Because progress doesn't always announce itself with fireworks. Sometimes it whispers quietly. You're still in the game. Stop comparing your chapter 2 to someone else's chapter 20. You're not late. You're not behind. You're on your path. And the only thing you need to worry about is this. Are you still moving forward? Comparison kills persistence because it distracts you from your lane. So, eyes on your own paper, your own mission, your own growth. This is your story. Make it count. Persistence isn't just about big, heroic actions. It's about stacking small wins every day. Did you drink enough water today? Did you move your body? Did you complete that one task you were avoiding? That counts. That's you persisting. And those small wins, they snowball. They create momentum. They build belief. Because when you realize you can follow through on the small things, you start believing you can handle the big things. And belief is fuel. You don't need to do everything perfectly. You just need to stay in the game long enough to get better, long enough to outlast your doubts, long enough to grow into the version of yourself that can actually handle the dream you once thought was too big. That's what makes the difference. You might look around and see people doing better than you. More money, more success, more attention. But let me tell you something. You're not lacking anything except time and consistency. Give it time. Stay consistent. Keep showing up. Because most people quit too soon. They stop 3 feet from gold. They give up right before the compound effect kicks in. But you won't, because now you know better. You know persistence is the difference between almost and achieved, and that's something no one can take away from you. You're going to have days where nothing makes sense, where all you do is crawl back into bed and escape, where the path ahead looks too steep, too long, too lonely. But if you just hold on, if you just persist through that one day, you're stronger. And when you string enough of those days together, you create something incredible. You create momentum. You create belief. You create transformation. The pain you're going through, it's not here to break you. It's here to build you. You're being shaped, molded, tested. So stop running from it. Let it reach you. Let it grow you. Let it fuel your fire. Because the moment you realize that pain can be power, you become dangerous, unstoppable. Maybe you've been rejected before. Maybe people didn't believe in your dream. Maybe you've failed so many times that it's hard to even try again. But that doesn't disqualify you. That qualifies you. Because you're still here. You're still listening. You're still standing. And that means something. That means there's still fire inside you, even if it's small, even if it's quiet. It's there, and it can grow. You don't need to see the entire staircase to take the first step. You just need to take it, again and again. Persistence doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's a whisper that says, try again tomorrow. Sometimes it's brushing off the failure and saying, I still want this. Sometimes it's choosing to believe that your future can still be better than your past. It's about becoming someone who doesn't break at the first sign of struggle. Someone who learns. Someone who adapts. Someone who keeps going. You don't need perfect timing. You need commitment. You don't need constant motivation. You need discipline. You don't need the approval of others. You need belief in yourself. Right now, make yourself a promise. I will not give up on myself. Not when it's hard. Not when it's slow. Not when no one sees me. Not when I fail. Especially not then. Because I'm not here to live a life of almosts. I'm here to finish what I start. Every time I fall, I'll rise stronger. Every time I doubt, I'll lean into discipline. Every time I'm tired, I'll take one more step. Remember, greatness isn't built in loud moments of triumph. It's built in quiet moments of discipline. When no one is watching. When quitting seems easier. When the finish line feels far away. That's where the real magic happens. So today, tomorrow, and every day after, choose to persist. Because in the end, talent may open the door, but persistence is what walks you through it. Let the world doubt you. Let the odds be stacked. Just keep showing up, and one day they'll ask you how you did it. And you'll smile, because you'll know. It's the quiet voice that kept whispering, keep going, when everything inside you screamed to quit. It's the reason you stood back up when you had every excuse to stay down. It's what kept your dream alive when the world forgot it. Persistence isn't just an idea. It's your story, your proof, your fight. And now, as you walk forward, know this. You've already shown strength by not giving up. So take a deep breath, lift your head, and walk your path with courage. Because the person who doesn't quit always wins.